These 8 advanced English words will lift your fluency and your IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge score, and you won't just memorize them. You'll meet each one inside the story, feel what it means, then prove you caught it. That's how your brain keeps them for good. Wren had been a model citizen for as long as she could remember, which, as it turned out, was not very long at all. She simply did not know that yet. In the city, every wrist wore a thin silver band. It did not hurt, it only watched. The band would quietly monitor your pulse, your words, and your route to work, and report anything unusual to the bureau. And in return, it promised you safety. Wren had worn hers without complaint for 3 years. Life in the city was clean and quiet and sterile. White walls, white light. No music after the curfew bell at 9. Everyone wore the same gray coat. Everyone walked at the same calm pace. To conform was to be safe, and Wren had always been very, very safe. She had learned the single rule that mattered: you comply. You do not ask why the bureau takes people in the night. You do not ask why their names vanish from every record by morning. You comply, you keep your head down, and you live. Then, one gray Tuesday, Wren found the note. It was sewn into the lining of her own coat, a scrap of real paper, which was forbidden, covered in small, urgent writing. The writing, she realized with a cold shock, was beyond any doubt her own. "They will tell you that you have always lived like this," the note said. "It is a lie. You were not always so quiet. Do not comply. Do not let them erase you again." Again, Wren's hands began to shake. She had no memory of ever writing this. She had no memory, she suddenly understood, of anything at all before 3 years ago. The city had always told her she was 26. Now even that felt like a sentence someone else had written for her. That night, against every instinct the city had drilled into her, she broke the curfew. She moved through the sterile white corridors toward the old records hall, her heart slamming, and she did the one thing a good citizen must never do. She chose to defy them. What she found in the records was her own face, 3 times, 3 different names, 3 arrests, each marked with the same single word, stamped in red: processed. For a long moment she could not breathe. 3 women, all of them her, all of them gone. And only the silver band on her wrist had been present for all 3. And then she understood the true genius of the city. It did not kill those who showed dissent. Killing made martyrs, and martyrs spread dangerous ideas. Instead, when it caught a rebel, the bureau simply erased her, wiped her memory clean, dressed her in a gray coat, and returned her to the crowd as a fresh, obedient citizen. Wren had been a rebel. She had been caught and erased and reborn as a model citizen. Then somehow she had remembered, defied them again, and been caught and wiped once more. The note in her coat was a message passed across her own deaths, a warning from a self she could no longer recall, who had known that she would forget. She stood in the silent hall, holding the proof of her own erased lives, and felt the old familiar pull to conform, to put the note down, to walk home, to be safe. It would be so easy. It always had been. And that, she realized, was exactly how they had beaten her every single time before. But this time, she had the note. This time, she knew the shape of the trap. So with the band still quietly watching from her wrist, Wren made her choice, not to comply and not simply to run, but to leave a new message in a new hiding place for the next Wren who would wake gray and obedient and certain she had always been that way. Because the city could erase a memory. It could monitor every pulse and silence every voice after the curfew bell. But it had never once worked out how to erase an idea. And an idea, handed in secret from one self to the next, was the one form of dissent it could not kill. Now, did you catch all 8? Let's find out. An adjective for being completely clean, bare, and without warmth or life. Think of an empty operating room, spotless, but with no soul at all. It described the city's white walls and cold, silent corridors. The what kind of white halls felt more like a machine than a home?
The word is sterile.
The new office was clean but sterile, with no warmth at all. A verb meaning to obey a rule or command without resisting. It's doing exactly what authority tells you, no questions asked. In the city, the safest thing a citizen could do was this. Wren had learned to do what and keep her head down?
The word is comply.
All staff must comply with the new safety regulations. A verb meaning to watch and track something closely over time. A nurse does it to a patient's heartbeat all through the night. The silver wristband did this to Wren's pulse and her words. The Bureau used the band to do what to every citizen's movements?
The word is monitor.
Doctors will monitor her heart rate throughout the night. A verb meaning to behave the same as everyone else and follow the rules. It's quietly fitting in instead of daring to stand out. In the gray-coated city, to do this was to be safe. Everyone was expected to do what and never question the Bureau?
The word is conform.
Students often feel pressured to conform to the group. A noun for open disagreement with the people who hold power. It's the act of saying no to an authority that demands yes. The city quietly erased anyone who showed even a little of this. Any sign of what was wiped away before it could ever spread?
The word is dissent.
The government refused to tolerate any public dissent. A verb meaning to openly refuse to obey a powerful rule or person. It's standing up to authority instead of bowing down to it. Breaking the nighttime curfew was Wren's first act of doing this. She chose to do what to the Bureau, even knowing the danger?
The word is defy.
He dared to defy the king's direct order in front of everyone. A noun for an official rule forcing people indoors after a set time. After it, no one is allowed on the streets until the morning. In the city, a bell rang for this every single night at 9. Wren broke the what and slipped out into the dark streets?
The word is curfew.
The town placed a strict curfew on everyone after dark. A verb meaning to remove or wipe something out completely. It's what a rubber does to pencil, leaving no trace behind. The Bureau did this to the memories of every rebel it caught. They would do what to her mind and return her as a brand new citizen?
The word is erase.
One press of that button can erase the entire recording. Quick recap. How many do you still remember?
Sterile. Comply. Monitor. Conform. Dissent. Defy. Curfew. Erase.
A new English story every day. Subscribe and learn advanced words the way your brain actually keeps them. Inside a story you won't forget.